we're going to keep working on a joyful journey for flute. We're going to start at the pick up to 42. I know we did this in the last video, but this is where we're going to start, just to review it. I'm going to count to 3, and then we're going to start 2 notes before 42. It's called the pickup. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And that's where we start off the last lesson. So now this next section, we're slurring from B to G, and these are eighth notes. So what you're going to do is a slur, you're not going to stop the note between the notes. So you're not going to separate them. So you're not going to go B, G. You're going to connect them. So you're going to just move your fingers while your air is still going. And then at 52, you're going to land on that high E flat, which is everything down, both your pinkies. Here we go. Let's try it. This is 2 measures before 52. It's the last 2 measures of the first line, second page. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 52. The next part, we have a scale. It's a B flat scale, and it's all the notes in order. The only difference is we have an A flat this time. There is not normally an A flat in the B flat scale, major scale, but they're gonna have this there is an A flat in this running scale. So here's 52. I'm gonna count to 4, and then we're gonna start on the second measure. Here's 52. 2, 3, 4. Remember, when you have 2 whole notes connected, it's 8 counts. So before you play that high B, you want to take a really, really big breath. If you run out of air, don't worry. Just stop and come and take a breath and come back in. Then we have 2 beats rest. In the last part, we have E, B, and then A flat. So I'm going to count 1, 2, and then we'll start with the last note of the second line. 1, 2. And then you have 5 measures rest. The next part, it's those eighth notes, those B to G eighth notes again. And you have a lot of them, so just keep going. But be careful. The very last, line 66, the last 2 measures, we're not going from B to G, we're now going from B to A flat. So that's a little bit more of a difficult one. So instead of going B to G, you're going B to A flat. You got to remember to put down your pinky. So it's the same thing, but we're adding our pinky this time. So, starting with the whole note B flat, after the 5 measures rest, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 66. Now we're switching B to A flat. On the next line, now we're going back B to G. Now going back to B to A flat. Now the last measure of this line, it's different. We're going from B to C, B to high C. So you need to know B to G, B to A flat, and then B to C, B to high C. If you need to, if you keep missing it, you can mark in, maybe circle or put some kind of indication that the note switched from B to G, and then you could write where it switches from B to A, and then it goes back B to G, and then it goes back B to A, and then we end with a B to C. If you need to, you can write in just like the first 2 notes to make sure you know which one it is, because it's kind of hard to see with all of those ledger lines on top of the staff. So we're going to try it. We're going to start at after the 5 measures rest with the whole note B flat, and we're going to go all the way to 74. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. job. That's really hard. You have to take some really, really fast breaths in between. If you need to leave a note out to get a breath, or 1 or 2 notes out, feel free to leave it out, and then just make sure you come back in and eliminating those 2 notes that you missed. So to take a breath. So we're going to start at number 74 now. Your first 3 notes are B flat, high D. So remember, high D is 2, 3, pinky thumb, and then a high C. Here we go. Just those first 3 notes. 1, 2, 74. Then you have G, A, B flat, E flat, and then we're doing another scale to all the notes in order, but starting on E flat. So we have E flat, F, G, A flat, we're just adding our pinky there, B flat, C, D, high D, 2, 3, pinky thumb, high E, everything down both your pinkies. So let's just try that, just that scale, just that measure. It's the fourth measure of line 74. So we have E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, high D, and then you land on the high E, everything both pinkies. So let's try that again. I'm going to go all the way through the notes this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're having trouble getting the high notes out to sound, so what you can also do is you can roll the hole in towards your mouth a little bit. So if you watch, I'm going to play the high E. So if I roll the hole towards my lips, the inside of my mouth, that high sound comes out easier. So if I do it on a C, see how the sound goes higher? So you want to roll the flute in a little bit so it's close to the holes close to your mouth to get those high notes to sound. All right, we're going to start at 74 and we're going to stop at that high E. Here we go, 74. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now the next 2 notes are a high D and then a C. Let's just play those notes. Remember, high D is 2, 3, pinky thumb, to a C, the very next line. And we're going to stop on that note. So just those 2 notes. I'm going to count 1, 2 to start. 1, 2. Now, the next section. This is a little bit more difficult. You're going from a high E flat, which is everything down, both pinkies, remember, to a D. So remember, D, high D is just 2, 3, pinky thumb. So you're going to leave 2, 3, pinky and thumb down. Everything else, including this pinky right here, is going to be coming back and forth. So we have E, E, D, E, E, D, E. What I suggest is practice just going like this without playing. You want to keep 2, 3, pinky and thumb down. And I would practice just going back and forth like that. The coordination of this is difficult, so it's helpful if you can just practice moving your fingers like this. So we have E, D, E. Now, these are also 3 notes slurred, which means you're going to connect them. So you're just going to move your fingers without stopping your air. So we have E, D, E. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it's just 3 notes. But we're going to do it several times. All right, so here we go. Starting on that second note of the second to last line. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then we're going to start on the high E. E, D, E, 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 E, D, E. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. So now we're going to add the 2 notes before that. So we're going to start the end of the 3rd line from the bottom, the high D, and we're going to go all the way to the high E that we just stopped at. Here we go. I'm going to count 1, 2 before we start. 1, 2. And now let's go to the very end. We have B, to a high E, and you're going to hold it for 4 plus 2, so it's a total of 6 counts, and then you land back on the B. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to start on the last B, second to last line of the bottom of the page. 1, 2, 3. And then the very end of the song, we have B, E, F, B, high E. Try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, those E's at the end, it says 3 underneath. It's called a triplet. That means you're going to play 3 notes in one beat. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. So E flats are going to be. So let's just try that ending part at the Allegro Spirito. I'm going to count the 4 beats rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. This is a really difficult song. Try your best. Work on the different sections. If you need to write a note or 2 in because you forgot what they are, please do so. For now, we're going to go all the way back, and we're going to play all the way through. We're going to start at 2 notes before 42, and we're going to go all the way to the very end of this song. Here we go. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. One, 2. And then you have 5 measures rest. We're going to start right after the 5 measures rest. Take some big breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. I can't wait to hear your recordings. Remember, if you have difficulty with any of this, you can log on to my office hours anytime from 9 to 11, and then again 1 to 3.